Welcome to this special report on C-Soup Radio. Now introducing award-winning investigative reporter Judd McIlvain.
This interview is based on the true stories of the last surviving member of a three-member CIA contract team known as the 231 Club. These three covert soldiers followed orders which sent them around the world to deliver weapons, money, train American allies, and sometimes eliminate its enemies. For the first time ever, a contract killer for the CIA speaks out about his assignments and the loyalty and love he had for his country and his team members. Now, some of the dates and names and places have been changed in order to protect those who were his associates and the family members who are still alive. And his team called him Cowboy because of a nickname he picked up in an Arab country. According to my calculations here, it was 15 years ago that you quit the 231 Club. Why are you speaking out now?
Well, there's a few reasons why. I mean, when we first started the 231 Club, we decided that there wasn't any reason for anyone else to know about it except for our government contact. I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you want to protect your families, you want to protect your associates, and we felt that the last surviving member could tell the story if needed and would also make the decision on when that should be done. And there's a lot of negative things being said about the CIA, a lot of negative things about the intelligence agencies as a whole doing terrible work, and they do a lot of good work. I mean, if the government hadn't cut back on all the expenses over the years, you might have enough people out there to do the job in gathering the proper information.
Okay, now, but tell me about these guys that worked with you.
Well, there was Chauncey Holt. He was a very multi-talented individual. He started working in Black Ops in the early 50s, and later there was a program called the Executive Action, which was basically dealing with the elimination of foreign leaders.
You mean going overseas and killing foreign leaders?
Yes, that's true. In fact, it became very controversial. Then there was Michael Harries. Michael Harries was a great resource when it came to tactics and weapons training. Michael was also the man, by the way, that developed the Harries flashlight technique that is used all over the world by police agencies.
All cops know that. I learned that in the academies, where you hold the flashlight and you put the gun right above it.
Yes.
You can see your target perfectly in the dark.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, I was working as a psychological consultant when all this began, specializing in subconscious conditioning, pain control, overall behavior modification.
Okay, before we get into more details about these two other men, tell me a little bit about what the government wanted you to do when you traveled around.
My first assignment, going back to the beginning, was as a courier.
And you screwed that one up, right?
Well, that didn't go down very well. So that's when he introduced me to Michael Harries. And Michael Harries started training me. Well, I became very good at weapons and tactics. They felt, instead of just doing document work, that maybe I could go on to other areas, dealing with other activities, I should say.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak out and tell us this amazing story. I'm Judd McIlvain, the troubleshooter, and you've been listening to a special report. Thank you again for listening.